So I like to talk about, let me get this thing set up here. I like to talk about deeply held beliefs. It could be God, ghosts, demons, supernatural stuff, you name it. What kind of deeply held beliefs do you have?
I was raised, my dad went to Catholic school. My mom didn't. They were raised in the Midwest, and I went to right down the street, Christ the King Lutheran Church in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And that, but they never really brought me around too much, religious beliefs or anything like that. My niece, on the other hand, she's just turned 19, and she was baptized, and because her dad has a very big Catholic upbringing, so that was like pretty much my only introduction into something that intense, because it was pretty intense for me.
Yeah.
So it was beautiful, but I've never, on that spectrum, not really into it that much.
Yeah. What's
But I know, I believe that there's something up there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
would you label that God?
I think, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
say on a scale of 0 to 100,
Mhm.
where 100 is all confidence and no doubt, and
Right.
0 is all doubt and no confidence.
Okay.
Where would you say you fall in that scale?
I'm probably like a 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is it something that affects your decisions on a day-to-day basis?
Not on a day-to-day basis, like big important things in my life. Yeah, that definitely. Or if I'm sad, or if something bad has happened to me,
Mhm.
it goes up on the scale
It
a lot
does.
more. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
When something bad happens, it
Mhm.
goes up.
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay. Is that because you're you want to rely on it more, or you want it to be there more, or?
Because that's pretty much, the only part of a religious belief that I've ever been taught. So, and with it not being, taught to me throughout my childhood and as an adult, I just kind of go on what little bit, that was
Right.
taught to me.
Yeah. So, recognizing that, I'm sure you'd agree with the statement that our parents could teach us things that are not exactly right.
Oh, yeah.
So recognizing that that's true, how do you know that there is that God or that thing?
From, what the little bit that they had taught me. And my mom, she's made a statement a couple of times. She's like, I'm sorry that we didn't, raise you with more information about that. And I'm like, well, don't blame yourself,
Yeah.
So
My parents said the very same thing to me.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
yeah,
no.
it's not your, it's not your fault. It's just a path that I, chose not to, expand a little bit more.
Yeah. My kind of thinking on it has always been, if it's real, you won't have to teach me. It'll just come to
Right.
me, I'll get that
Yeah.
feeling.
Because you're taught as a child.
Yeah,
It's like, okay.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So, when things are good,
Mhm.
does your confidence go down or does it go up?
As far as my belief,
Your belief. Yeah.
I think it's it's level, but it probably does go down a little bit, because
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, I'm on a roll, it's gonna be good. It's gonna,
Right. So, would you agree that you kind of feel like you're in control of your own destiny when things are working according to your plan? and
Not
that kind of thing?
100%. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No. A little bit past 50, but not 100%.
Right. So, when things are bad, how do you interact with the God? Do you
Oh yeah,
pray?
Well, no, I don't. I usually cry and and lift my head up and just be like, God, help me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
can
it's
relate
usually
to
when
that.
I'm, sad or.
Yeah. And do you feel like you expect your voice to be heard and for something to be
A
acted
little
on?
bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever experienced a situation where you have cried out and you've gotten what you wanted?
No. Yeah, that kind of puts the belief just a little. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
if it was true.
That diminishes it a little.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't be late for work.
Right. Some people that I talk to, you know, they point to nature and that kind of thing and say, you know, it's impossible that this could be here if there wasn't some supernatural entity working.
Right.
How does that resonate?
Oh,
with you, that
absolutely.
idea?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there has to be something from the very beginning that has started it. It just didn't, you know, come from like a weird, you know, molecule but no, I mean, somebody had to have created it. Absolutely.
Right. And if you say sat down with a scientist and they were able to explain to your satisfaction how that could happen, would you accept that? Would you
If it was a scientific, the way that he would.
Well, I mean, he would. I'm assuming that he would use terms.
You mean like
that
molecules
you
and like chemistry and like
yeah,
stuff?
terms that you understand and where you are at the end of this conversation satisfied with the explanation.
Well, I don't know. I personally, I probably wouldn't accept that.
Yeah.
Hey, stop.
So you like to. So is. Let's see. I think what I want to know is how much of the belief would you say is based on what you want to feel like is there and what you actually feel like is there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, like 75%. I mean, I think, yeah, because
75% you want to believe?
no, I do. I mean, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because, you know, like I said, I haven't been taught that much, and I don't know, you know, a lot about it, but, you know, from what they've taught me, and, you know, going to Sunday school and like Sunday services, you know, on Christmas and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Are there any? So I'm going to try a new question that I've never
Okay,
asked anyone.
all right.
If you could ask God something, what would you want to know?
Let's see. That's a heavy question.
That is a heavy question, and it might be really personal.
I know.
Right?
I know. I would probably just ask him. I'm like, when is it going to get better for me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
And you know, and everybody else. It's like, when is it going to get better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a crazy world we live in.
Oh my gosh, never would have thought.
Right?
Ever.
Yeah. Oh, brother. Well, thank you so much for
You're
taking your
welcome.
time.
My pleasure.
Your name was?
Gwen.
Gwen.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gwen or Gwendolyn.
Okay.
Now that I'm older, I accept Gwendolyn a little bit more.
Yeah, my mom's like that. She's a Caroline. And people call her Carolyn. And that made her crazy.
Oh.
So she's like, just call me Jean.
Oh.
Nice to meet you, Gwen.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, T-Bone.
Bye, T-Bone.
Bye, crazy nippy dog.
Bye, Nippy Dog.